way I would describe the NHL Draft in one word.
One word? I can't do one word.
Unpredictable.
Exciting.
Interesting. Very interesting draft.
Welcome to the NHL Draft.
Normally when you're picking that high in the draft, most teams have the same 6 players on their list. The difference this year is I think the majority of teams have all different 6 players.
We kind of have a feeling on who's going to go number 1, but after that, it's very scattered.
We're trying to rebuild our entire organization through the draft.
This year, you don't know after 1. There isn't a consensus across the board.
No one knows where it's going to go from there.
It's made our job very difficult, and it's made for very interesting meetings.
If he's there at 6, we're running to the stage.
This draft is going to be very unpredictable.
It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. And having the 6th pick, it's an exciting time for the franchise.
Utah selects.
We are delighted to welcome the state of Utah to the National Hockey League.
This will be their first pick in franchise history.
It's a proud day for the organization.
I think the new chapter in our staff's lives and everybody that has made the trek to Utah is we're extremely emotional about coming here in the sense that when we get off the plane, the greetings from the fans. When we walked into the rink, to have 18,000 screaming fans, when you walked in there was amazing. It's so important for us to kind of express our emotions back to the fans by building a great team, a team that has a chance to win a championship. And I don't think there's a scout in our room that doesn't want that to happen.
What we try and do is get the best young players on the ice, draft the best young players to the organization so that we give this organization a chance to win.
Our job is to draft players who can win the Stanley Cup.
For me, the motivation out in the field is to find the best players that can bring a Stanley Cup to the state of Utah and the city of Salt Lake.
This very first draft for Utah hockey, you want to get it right. You're taking it very seriously.
I think you feel that when you're in the scouting meetings, you're in the amateur meetings. They want to make this team be the best that it can be and make the people of Utah extremely excited about the game of hockey.
When we went down this path of getting into the National Hockey League, our due diligence proved very quickly, starting with Bill and everyone on down the line, that this was an unbelievable opportunity for us to be part of something unique and special. And with the right resources and the right support, we could build a successful NHL franchise in a very short period of time. And I'm looking forward to a great few days. So thank you all very much.
All right.
It's important that we bring our scouts to one place for our meetings because you get to really understand the passion that the scouts have for a player.
You're able to have conversations with guys on the side that you just don't get that same sort of togetherness, the same sort of camaraderie. Like you really get to see guys' passion levels when you're in person. And I think for us, it helps our process so much going forward.
The organization is moving into a good spot. But to put it in a great spot, we got to hammer this draft.
Bill has such a presence in our meetings when he's in there. His experience as a scout, his experience as director of scouting, he can speak to those experiences and what he's learned along the way.
A couple things that I want to give you some vision with. Take the best player. The best player. When we look back 10 years from now at that draft, it's not positional wise. It's the best player on the board when we pick. We got great pro scouting. They'll make the trades. Find the right guy. And if we do that, it's going to get us over the hump. It's going to give us a chance to become a championship organization very quickly. All right, I'll turn over to Rye.
From my standpoint, it's managing a meeting. It's making sure opinions are clear, crisp, and to the point, but also allowing all the people that have an opinion to express their opinion. The more information you get about a player, the better the decision is because you've had everybody the ability to say what they need to say about the player to make the right decision. Our objective is to find world-class NHL hockey players with the highest upside based on our identity and intangibles that will succeed and help us win a Stanley Cup. Start with Tej.
Sounds good. Last year, Tej scored 6 goals. This year, he scored 47. Last year, he had 18 points. This year, he had 84. This kid can score big goals. He knows how to score big goals, and he's willing to, have the puck on his stick in a big moment.
Here's a Ginla, a Here's Tej Ginla!
He's got a hunger to score. He's got a drive to score, and he knows how to score. His first play is often the right play.
He can fire the puck, and I think his shot is a separation skill.
Finds the back of the net!
I think he's going to score.
He goes from 6 goals last year. All of a sudden he gets rocking and rolling. And you know his dad's going, keep scoring, boy. You're going to go real high in this draft.
Obviously in the NHL, the hardest thing to do is score goals. Watching him score 47 goals, he was a player that I grew to respect for the potential of him being able to score in the NHL.
Scores!
All he did was get better.
And it's like this, sorry.
Yeah.
It's not like this, it's like this.
Right.
From the start of his 16-year-old year to the end of his 17-year-old year, it's like this.
We're getting him.
Let's go to Baudouin. You want to start off, Beller, with your...
Absolutely. This is my second horse in this draft. When you're talking to this player, he will do absolutely anything to play in the National Hockey League, and he will himself to play in the National Hockey League.
What a play! Cole Baudouin! On his forehand, backhand, and tucks it through the 5-hole! And he scores!
His work ethic never changes. You go watch him play, he's the hardest working kid everything on both teams. He's everything we want and desire in a player.
Hard to play against. He's going to grind and find a way. We win the Stanley Cup, I see this guy in the front row.
If you want to bet on someone, this is the player you bet on. And I would bet my life on this player. He's quite something to talk to as a 17-year-old, and I look forward to you guys talking to him at the Combine.
Well, you better hope for Late's first rounder then.
Make some calls, Bill. Make some calls. Okay, we good?
These meetings for the Combines are important because we get to meet the kids.
How you doing? Armstrong, the GM. Very pleased to meet you. Nice to meet you.
He'll follow.
I don't know if we change our mind on too much on the interviews, but it helps us make decisions in the end.
What would you attribute to your success? How have you gotten to this chair?
I find a lot of fulfillment from committing myself to a single thing and going after that with kind of everything I've got. So I think that kind of paired with my just passion for the game and how much I love to be working on it, studying it, doing all those things. So I think that's those things. And obviously, I've had good opportunities and to have my dad be able to work with him, that's been a nice advantage that other people haven't had as well.
Describe yourself as a player.
I think I'm like a high pace, high motor. I feel like I can score and shoot, but then also make the right play, fun passes, and kind of be an offensive mind in that way, but also be reliable through the length of the ice.
Nice to meet you. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you so much. Thanks for everything. He lives hockey.
He lives hockey.
He looks like his dad. He sounds like his dad.
Yeah. And he knows so many mechanical things about the game. Like if you think
when he's talking about growing his game, though, it's funny. Like we're thinking, okay, it's gonna be two-way game. No, he's thinking about growing his game to score goals.
That's
all right.
No, he's impressive.
He's impressive.
Hi. Teal.
Nice to meet you, Cole. Daryl, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What would you attribute to your success? What's gotten you to this level?
My inner drive to want to make it to the NHL, want to have a career in the NHL, and want the end goal of lifting that Stanley Cup. It's just that constant work ethic that I have of me just wanting to make it.
If there was one player that you can bring from your Team Canada teams.
Yeah, I'd say again, new player that I had never met before. So, and he's a player, obviously shifty, does it all.
Why should we draft you?
I'm a player that can help you win a cup, just with everything I do on the ice and off the ice, the leadership skills, the compete that I have, the work ethic. I don't think there's a player like me in this draft class that uses my motor and will go in the corners, hit a guy, go to the next board, hit a guy, back check, be the first guy in the back check, lift the stick and do it over again. So
great. Very good. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. Great job.
got some decisions for you, so.
Welcome to an NHL Draft like no other. We are live in 100-degree Las Vegas.
This day is a culmination of weeks and months and years of work that you've all put into this franchise long before we arrived. And I want to thank you from the bottom of our heart for the work that you've done to get us to this day and allow us to launch this franchise in such an optimistic fashion. And I'd like to unveil for the first time our draft jersey, the Utah Hockey Club. The league originally wanted us to use one of the NHL official practice jerseys with the NHL shield, and it was really important to us that our draft picks put on an NHL authentic jersey with Utah on the front of it.
Let's have a great draft here, boys. This is the start of it, all right?
The Utah Hockey Club. This will be their first pick in franchise history.
Should be very exciting. Utah, you're on the clock.
Let's go, Bill. Looking good.
On behalf of the NHL, we are delighted to welcome Ashley and Ryan Smith and the state of Utah to the National Hockey League.
We're super proud for the first selection in our franchise's history. Utah selects
Tej Iginla.
Jerome's boy is a Utah Hockey Club guy.
Tej, he's an unbelievable kid. He's just a hockey player inside and out. He's a shooter that can make a play. He's a pretty exciting player. He kind of excelled all the way through and got better at the end. He was great with Team Canada. He came into the Combine, not only interviewed well, but tested well. We got a chance to meet the family today. We fell in love with not only the person, but also the hockey player.
You're the first ever pick by the Utah Hockey Club. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's really cool. Definitely a huge honor, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be a great organization, so I can't wait.
Colorado trades pick number 24 in this year's draft to Utah. Utah, you are on the clock.
Utah selects from Barrie of the OHL, Cole Boydouin.
Fits nicely into what could be a new mold in Utah.
He is an impressive kid. I do believe that he is going to be a huge piece of our culture and how he attacks every moment of the game with work ethic. And he's built like a Utah player should be built, I think, in some regards. He is a big kid that works and doesn't give an inch away on that ice.
I want Utah to know that I'm going to be that player that gives it everything I have. In practice, in games, whatever it might be, I'm going to give it everything I have, and I don't want to show them that.
His work ethic might change the culture of our organization.
I'm thrilled to be in Utah, and I can't wait.
It's an amazing first day for us. We had targeted some guys, and we had good fortune, and they were there. If we have patience with our prospects in the process, we're going to have a chance. We just have to be patient with it, and I've been through it before, and I preach it to everybody, not only the fans, but the coaching staff and everybody involved in the organization. Our fans are going to get excited about what they see. It's going to take some time, but you're going to see the young talent. It's a special day for us. When you're standing up there with the Utah colors, it's a proud day for the organization.